listen, the more you'll know. It's Brian Kilmeade.
Arthur Lee joins us now, founder and CEO of LifeVac. So oftentimes we're talking about the news, we're talking about death, destruction, and we're talking about it on a grand scale. But now it's time to talk about something that could change your life today, especially if you're a young mom or dad and you fear that your child could be choking. Especially, it could help seniors as well. It's called LifeVac. The inventor is a good friend of mine, Arthur Lee. He's the CEO and founder of LifeVac. He invented it. Arthur, welcome.
What's up, Brian?
Hey, a New York's own Arthur Lee on Long Island. Arthur, tell everyone, if we haven't seen it yet, describe LifeVac, what you invented.
Well, basically, it's a sink plunger. It's a tiny plunger, and engineered a valve system so when you push it down, the air doesn't push the object in. Ball valve locks. You pull it up. It creates suction using a face mask, and it removes the object that's stuck in your throat.
When did you invent it?
Yeah, it's so funny. It was me and my little girl, me and Jackie, in the garage 9 years ago. When I heard about a child her age that choked to death, I'm her father. I have to protect her, and I found out how common it is, one child every 5 days, and I just couldn't imagine her dying in my arms. I wanted to just buy something, but nothing existed, so I did it.
So you invented it. You got the patent?
I did. It takes a long time, but we did, and it's out there saving lives.
So what kind of results have you had so far?
Well, it took a long time to, perfect it and test it and get medical journals and backing from medical professionals and firefighters, but we've saved 68 lives now and 25 children, and I was honored to actually meet 3 of the children, and it's the most incredible experience you can imagine. Yeah,
I see. For you did an interview. I saw a LifeVac story on Channel 11, local station here, about this little girl that was saved. I'm also reading about Amriana Robinson, 11 months old. She was choking, picked up a wrapper. They couldn't get it out of her mouth. They couldn't do everything they tried. All of a sudden, she realized, the mom, that she had this LifeVac. Her other daughter called 911, but they weren't going to get there fast enough. She grabs it off the wall. You just put it on, you push, and you pull, and what happened?
Popped it out. The amazing thing about that story was, over the years we've been pulling different things, hard candies, coins. That was a jagged piece of plastic, and I did my best, but you never know, right? And when the EMT there, the paramedic, saw the piece of plastic, he said, "Thank God you had that thing. That would have never come out." And what people don't realize is that in home, like, in your regular day-to-day life, it's 50-50 the Heimlich's going to work. Goes up to 70% if you train, which is why we always advocate being trained. But those odds are not good enough for me as a parent, especially when it's the 4th leading cause of accidental death overall. More people die from choking than fires. And, that story kind of was a wonderful moment of, confirmation that it'll always work, knock on wood, so far.
How many countries?
We've saved lives in, I believe, like 5 or 6. We're in numerous countries all over the world. Just last week, we had another save of a child in Spain. Brian, like playing sports, you get that rush. When we get a child saved, it's like 10 times that, It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's everybody's fear. Your life could be great. You could be the perfect parent. You turn your back one moment. You have multiple kids, and then all of a sudden, you see your child choking. What are you going to do? Also, for seniors, when they start getting older, they could be choking. And I always think, too, about if you have ALS or if you have Parkinson's, you start losing control of your esophagus, and you could be sitting there wondering, how do I help? This would do it. Costs about $65. You'll hopefully never use it. But if you're going to spend for a fire extinguisher, to me, you got to go for this. And also, I think your story is fantastic. You didn't have any background in this. You just had a motivation, right?
Yeah, I'm blessed. My dad was an engineer, my sister's a doctor, and I've always been a builder, And, the amazing thing that people don't realize is, the information we can get now, the plus side of all this information. I was able to research, choking incident studies done in the 70s, the 60s, and I was able to really scientifically approach it. and I came to realize what the problem, the Heimlich, the body is a random generator of force. Sometimes it's zero, sometimes it's not. But the LifeVac always generates 300 millimeters of mercury, which is about the hardest your body can cause. So it's kind of very simple, And I wanted something, one of my criteria had to be super simple, easy to use. Killian, the little boy who was saved, just like you mentioned, turned the head for a second, jammed a handful of carrots in his mouth. Parent never used it, never touched it. Said, Grandpa's a jerk. Well, I don't need this thing. Grabbed it, panicked, pushed it, pulled it, saved his little life. And he's adorable.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, everyone used to have sour balls, and we could never have in our family. And they said, wow, well, your older cousin almost choked to death. They got it out the very last second. It already turned blue. And this would be something that if that was in the house, we'd have used. That's why when you came on Fox and Friends, you had a boom, and people were very thankful. If people are worried, especially now that everyone's in their own house, people are eating at home more and more. If I was in a school, if I was if I was a principal of a school, I'd make sure I had it. If I was in a classroom, I'd make sure I had it. And certainly if I'm in my house, I'd make sure I had it. And it's just a win-win. Hopefully you'll never have to use it. 1-877-LifeVac, or you could just go to LifeVac.net and you could see and hear about all these stories. You also have the videos up there of the moms talking about how this happened. And Arthur, so how many saves so far have you got?
68 all in, and I think we're at 27 children have been saved by LifeVac.
Fire departments using it?
I think we're at hundreds, 500 plus schools, fire departments, all police departments. Nassau County Police have it all over the world.
All right,
and they're out there too.
Yeah, we'll keep up to as the number gets up. We're going to keep up with it because you're going to be hopefully with the show for a while, and we'll be able to keep up and have this positive story. And also your appearance on Fox and Friends was a big
deal. I'm looking forward to getting that mail that says, you know what, I saved my child because I heard about it from Brian's show. And for me and you, that's going to be a moment where we're just going to bawl.